I'm gonna bring him on.
God, you look good.
Thank you.
If I was a chick, I'd like to try to beat the piss out of a freaking bowl of flowers. My dog.
Alright, we are live.
Spell your name for me.
R-H-A-N-D. H is silent.
I moved over a little bit, so.
Yeah, you just weren't in the, I mean, you're
Yeah.
in the shot, but you're not in the guest we got to see. What's up? Long time no talk. How are you? You're good, man. You're good. Yes. A friend of mine did this in his office, so I found a foosball table super cheap, and so I'm turning into a podcast table. So we have the audio built into the table and all that good stuff. So it's cool.
Can you let me in to the meeting?
He can't hear you. He doesn't have his headphones in.
Who's that? Is that
That's
Seth?
it.
Hey.
Yes. Cleveland, Ohio. We just want to, number one, we want to talk about anything you want to talk about. Number two, we want to get a neon update and that sort of thing. I think everybody's wondering what's going on with that. If you want to touch on selling the agency, congratulations, by the way. We can touch on that. I think that's a testament to how committed you are to neon, which is I think a good message to relay to all the agents that this shit ain't easy. Yeah. Oh, Scott needs to hear that. Scott can help him. Tell Scott what you just told me.
Hello, my friend. Good to see you. So excited.
So, I'm outrageously humbled. This will air in 3 weeks. Will that still be new news in 3 weeks? Okay. Nice.
I need to sign an NDA.
See if it works.
It will drop. I can tell you the exact date.
Hey, Seth. I just got through telling Bradley right before right when we got off our last podcast, we were talking about it, and I said, I love Seth Zaremba, but there's more to it than that. I said, you know, Bradley, I want to get Seth's cell phone number when we do this podcast because I want to spend more time with him and I want to get to know him better than I do because he and I haven't spent very much time together. So before we leave, in fact, would you mind? I can just text you all my information. You mind giving it to me? Okay. Uh-oh, my pen's not working.
I'll get it to him. I'll just give it to him.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay.
So, that's awesome, dude. That is great news for Hawks Off. And Hawksoft has reached back out to me too. I don't know if you know this guy about
No.
potentially being a sponsor next year. So
Awesome.
that's
Good people.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at Paradiso's thing by chance? Awesome. Cool. We'll get to hang there. Scott will be there too.
I will.
Yeah. Rock and
Yeah.
roll.
All right.
Are we good to go, Rand?
Yeah, just give me 1 minute.
the setup that we're recording in has gotten outrageously more complex since the last time we podcasted.
Hey Seth, how's your family? Tell me about it. That is awesome. What grade does Jen teach? Okay.
Okay. We're rolling.
Okay. All right, here we go.
All right.
We love you. I look forward to it. You know the drill. I'll introduce myself and I'll introduce Bradley and bring you on.
You're a pro, dude. Real quick, Seth, let me just a second, let me see if it's audio control. Give me a test one too, real quick. Okay.
Sounds like you're about to start rapping. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone test check 1, check 2.
Ashley Fitzsimmons just texted me.
What's she want?
Sad question.
It's up to Friday.
Man, we had a podcast.
Public,
Wonder if I could do that on my end.
probably.
Sorry, Seth.
Bradley,
But it's just-
I'm gonna say this for the podcast. This is gonna be, instead of me doing story time, I'm gonna do this.
Scott Howell's going to.
Scott Howell's voice. If I can find it, let's see if I can find it. Yep, there she is.
Can you set it to public over there?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that. There you go.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
All right, let's roll. Remember to lean back a little bit.
Ready, you ready?
Pull us here now.
Ready?
Brandon, you ready?
All right, give me a clap, and then you're ready to go.
Count me down.
All right, ready in 1, 2, 3.
Insurance agents from around the world, welcome to the Insurance Guys podcast, powered by Glovebox. God, I love Glovebox. My name is Scott Howell, your fearless host and leader, insurance agency owner and insurance evangelist for I Protect Insurance and Financial Services, based out of Huntsville, Alabama. And before we get started on today's episode, please help me welcome. He is a 6'3" sophomore from Mobile, Alabama. Parade first team All-American, Rivals 5-star recruit. He is a fantastic insurance agent and a great American. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome the incomparable Mr. Bradley Flowers. How are you, Bradley?
Great, Scott. How are you today?
Best I've ever been. Bradley, I got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
I've been an insurance agent for a long time, and I'm not going to start crying. I'm not going to start crying.
Are you retired?
God, I can't. So, we get a lot of emails, we get a lot of text messages, we get a lot of people reaching out to us that say a lot of nice things, and I always try to take that with a sense of humility that I'm no different than any of them, because I'm not. You're not either. We're not. I mean, I grew up in a small town in Alabama. And my dad still practices law as a municipal judge. But we got an email today from a girl. And it might be the nicest email I think I've ever gotten. And I wanted to just read just a second of it because we've got an incredible.
So you don't break down?
No, I can do it. I think I'm over it now. I think I am.
Over it.
I know you and Bradley are covered up today with the first VR recording.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's keeping up with things. She said, but I felt compelled to email you regarding my gratitude for the Insurance Guys podcast. Scratch agent, green as green could possibly be. Left public education after 12 years vested because I had dealt with multiple personal tragedies that highlighted what is important in my life. I thought real estate might be the ticket, so I pursued a license. That license quickly led me to meet with a former student who was selling mortgages and also left her teaching career. Hint, hint, guys, great place to find the people to work with, team members. I said work with, not employees. Work with. 'Cause I ain't got a damn employee. You know, my wife had to call one of my agents the other day. She said, "Let me tell you, Scott, Howell's biggest pet peeve." The girl said, "What's that?" "When you call him boss. I ain't your damn boss. Ain't nobody can get your ass fired but you. I can't fire you." Anyway, I'll get off that. So I won't keep going because this email is so long. So long. But I just wanted to send a shout out today to my friend, podcast listener, Amber Dennis. Amber, thank you so much for the kind words. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to Bradley. And thank you. This email is why we do this. Okay? This email is why we do this.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
thank you.
Because it's not, I mean, if we were only doing this for personal gain, it would have stopped a long
Yeah,
time ago.
right.
A long time ago. I mean, I've been here since 7, Rand, who's doing our video, and Brandon has been here since about 7:45, 8. What we're doing now is not easy at all. Not to say that we're some great,
Shit, no.
whatever, but we do it for all the agents that reach out and say, "Hey, I listened to this and this changed my life," or "This changed my agency," or what have you. There's very, 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 very little personal gain in this. So
we agree. Guys, I've got a man that I want to get to know better. I just got through talking to him.
Scott's wiping his eyes. What's going on against that?
Got through talking to him right before we came on air. I said, "I want to get your cell phone number because I want to spend more time with you. I want to get to know you better. I want to get to know your family better." Somebody that I look up to for a lot of reasons. I would say the reason I probably look up to him more than anything is he's been in it for a long time. He's been in the trenches. And I love his story so much. And I love his past. And I love where he came from because I know where I came from. And I know, you meet people that were old pipe fitters and truck drivers. And there's a certain part of that really resonates with me because I know they understand what else is out there and how hard it is. And all these people out there across the United States of America that have a whole lot tougher job than I do. And if you don't believe me, next time you're bitching about a claim or some customers call bitching about a billing account, tell you what you do. You go out, get in your car, drive down where they're working on a highway in the middle of July, pull your car over, sit there for about 30 seconds and watch them filling potholes or resurfacing the street. And you'll go back to the office and you'll be thankful for what you got. Because when you do that for a little while, I'll tell you what you do. Come on over to Pine Ridge Drive. I'll take you to Sean McGovern's house. He's got 900 square bales of hay out in his pasture. I'll let you go out to Sean's and you can bale square bales of hay
Oh, God, that's awful.
in the 89, 90, 92 degree weather for all day long. And then we'll see if you mind calling somebody and quote the insurance quote, folks. Because let me tell you something. You won't do that but one day. You won't do that but one day. And you'll be ready to go back to the insurance office so fast your head will spin. Be the happiest day of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I have got an all-star guest on, and I love him, and I appreciate him so much. Born, raised, and lives in Cleveland, Ohio. Married to the beautiful Jennifer. Got 3 beautiful babies. He's like me, they're just about grown now. Sophia, Cooper, shout out to Cooper. Charlie, I got one of you. Charlie, I got one of you at the house. 15 years old. I got one. No college, no degree, makes me love him more. Been on 6 continents on this earth. He's got one more to go. I got a story about that to tell him one day. He's an insurance agent, and I love that. Put that on your business card, folks. Quit putting boss and CEO and freaking president. How's about you just put insurance agent on your card? He is the founder of Be Atomic. He's a great American. He's done a lot for our industry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my profound honor today to introduce my friend and great American, Mr. Seth Zaremba. How are you, Seth? Man, we're doing the best. I couldn't do no better sitting here in the air conditioning with 27 cameras staring at me. That's it. I always enjoy talking to an old pipe fitter too.
Dude, I remember two quick stories on that. One, I grew up not on a farm, but next to a farm that was owned by my grandfather. Small, kind of in between a hobby farm
Right.
and a real farm. He didn't do it for work, but he made money from it. And I hated having to go pick up hay. Because the baler would bale it and drop it out. And I remember the football team, my dad got the football team.
Yep.
And there was some big dudes that were hurting at the end of the day. And then the second story, my dad's an electrical contractor. I remember being about 19, 20 years old, working with him in an attic, in a hot attic. And I remember verbally saying, I gotta figure something out because this crap is fucking birds. And not too long after that, I started selling insurance. So I'm like, what's the most, the furthest away I can get from this attic? That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey Seth, you're gonna be proud. We finished our last. We're podcasting live from Bradley's office down here in Mobile, and we finished our last podcast about 10 minutes before you came on here. And I walked outside and I took my phone off airplane mode for just a second. And when I did, this picture came across on my text message. It's from my wife. No words. There's no words to this picture. But I'm going to show you this picture. Which camera can you see this in? This one? That one, right? You may have to show it too. So she has been on our John Deere tractor bush hogging all day, 92-degree weather. Let me tell you something. That right there will get after you after about 6 hours of bush hogging. Tell me about you, Seth Zaremba. I want to know all about what's been going on. You and I haven't talked in a while. We've got so much to catch on. Our mission on this podcast every week is to just help these insurance agents just a little bit move that ball one step closer to the goal line. So let's you and I try to do that today. But before we do, catch us up to speed on where you're at, what you've been up to, how Be Atomic is doing, and I don't know if Bradley and I discussed it. He mentioned something to me about selling your agency. I wanted to talk a little bit about that today too. So wherever you want to start, brother, it's your podcast. You start where you want to start. Sure. Right. Yeah. Sure. Right. Right.
We discussed that in a previous episode of when you deal with these insurtechs, there's a different flavor in the air when you're dealing with an agent, an insurtech that's run by a former agent or an agent. There's a different, it's different. I don't know if it's an appreciation for what you're doing.
Right.
There's several factors that go into that.
Agree. Hey, Seth, I want to talk for just a minute. You know, I'm a medium, and I channel all these insurance agents out there. They put questions in my head while I talk to people like you. And by the way, I haven't told Bradley this. I was on a 1 hour Zoom call with PCF a couple of weeks ago, and they would talk to me about kind of what he just went through. So, you know, I'm not ready for that yet, even though it probably sounds like it as much as I'm crying on this podcast today. Seth, talk to these agents a little bit about, you talked about that agent run model and how there's all these, and you're right, there's all these different models out there now that aren't just the old, you know,
We're gonna buy your agency,
yeah,
fill the name,
sell your agency to another agent, and here's the going rate, and you work here for a year and you're gone.
Yeah.
You know, talk to these agents that are listening to this right now about some of these other kind of models that you talked about a minute ago. Right.
You know, it's like you can't.
That was in a movie. What movie was that set in?
Is at the poker table. It's you.
That line he just said was in a movie though. If you don't know what the game is, you're the game.
Yeah. Rounders is my favorite movie, by the way.
It's a great one.
It's a good movie.
Seth, to this day, Bradley and I still use your comment that you made one time. I don't remember when you said it, who you said it to, but you said less than scratch.
Dude, I say that like every day.
Yeah, like every other day we'll say less than scratch.
Yeah. Dude.
Right. Sure. Right. Right. I told Kerry Wallace about a month ago, 2 months ago, I said, I want to retire January the 1st, 2032.
So you need to start working on evaluation.
Well, it's funny you say that. She looked at me and she goes, oh, well, that means you don't want to retire in 10 years. You've got to start getting this thing figured out in about 7 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, shit, I didn't say 7 years, I said 10 years. But to his point,
Burnouts and
there,
stuff
well,
like
there,
that.
there's no way at the year 10. We got a lot to talk about with Be Atomic today. Chevy Chase did in Christmas Vacation for our big announcement today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do the Chevy Chase drum roll when he tries to put the lights in here for just a second. And then Seth, I'm going to let you throw out our big announcement for Be Atomic today. So here we go, guys. Go ahead. Right.
You don't have to worry about that with Scott.
We're just gonna put it out there for the world to know. Sure.
The big cell.
Correct. Right. Right. Yeah. Mhm. Right. I'm excited about it. Let me tell you why. My agency runs on Hawksoft. And I'm with you. I think the world of those people. I think they're good people. I think that they have always been over backwards to try to help us grow, help us be better. Their customer service, I could not ask for more. I mean, if you need something from Hawksoft, no matter what it is, they bend over backwards to try to help you either get it or figure it out. And you know, if you had called me before this and said, Scott, I know you've been using Hawksoft for a couple of years now, what are your thoughts? I would have said everything I just said, that they're just good people.
And there's a lot of really, it's a great move by you guys, because there's a lot of, we don't use Hawksoft. I'm a fan of the people there.
But you're talking to
Talk
Hawksoft.
to them. I like Paul.
Love him.
there's a lot of really good agencies on Hawksoft, the Paradisos of the world, you guys. But also, there's a lot of, and I don't mean this negatively, I mean there's a lot of everyday insurance agents on Hawksoft. So what it does for you guys, whereas in the past it wasn't necessarily true, is it gives the everyday Main Street insurance agencies an opportunity to be on Neon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. You said it earlier, but I'm gonna have to repeat it again. How long will it be before the Scott Howells of the world that are, in the foxhole every day, how long will it be before I flip on that Hawksoft at 8:30 in the morning and there it is. There's Neon on Hawksoft. How long will that take? Right. 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 Okay. Right. Awesome.
So I have a question. So, you stepped out. When was your announcement? The big announcement that you guys did? Was that like March of, when was that? March of 20? So, you guys, you stepped out. I mean, you talked about it for a few years before that, right? When you guys were working on it, that sort of thing. So, you create this company, you create this product. You basically created a vertical in the insurance industry. And our friend Jason Cass said this. He said, whether or not Neon was successful, the conversation was the most important part, right?
Right.
And obviously you guys are successful and are going to be more successful, right? But it almost changed the way that agents thought about their data and their AMS, and that's what certainly changed the way I think about my AMS. And I'm not on Neon. So you've created this brand new product, this brand new vertical, changed the way agents think about things. What's been the biggest, two parts? What's been the biggest challenge? And what's been the biggest surprise? What's been the biggest thing that is a huge thing that y'all kind of even know?
Maybe unintended consequences.
What's the? I never even thought in a million years we would come across that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. Mm. Right. Because with neon, and I want these agents to understand this, okay? With neon, let's say that an account manager, some people call them a CSR, is doing some, let's say it's a COI, endorsement to a commercial policy. Neon will keep up with how long it took that account manager CSR to accomplish that task. Correct? Or and how much it cost your agency for that to get done, which is mind-blowing. Sure. Right. 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 Correct. Right.
Wow. It's a great point. Well, what I like about it too is being able to show your carriers when they're sitting at your desk, like Safeco was to me a couple of months ago, and saying, hey, you're going to have to write X, or we're going to pull your appointment. And you say, well, you're taking 3 times longer to do X, Y, Z.
Right.
Or my people are taking three times longer because your system's cracked. I'm not talking to you, Safeco, but it might be. But it's taking 3 times longer
If the
because
sheet fits where-
because of this. By the way, this is my Safeco trophy right here, so I love you, Safeco. But anyway, you know what I mean? I like being able to show that data to my carriers. Of, hey, this is how you're not performing where you should be compared to X, Y, Z. Yeah.
Mm. Right.
Yeah. So, sorry, go ahead.
Seth, what I am having a hard time wrapping my head around right now is the fact that my agency's written 700 or 800,000, maybe closing in on $1 million this year to Safeco, and I ain't got no trophy. And Bradley is sitting over here with a damn Olympics trophy over here that looks like a bowling ball with Olympic ribbons in it, and he's got trophies, and I ain't gotten there, and I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this, Safeco. How the hell do I not get no Olympic trophy over here?
Look at it,
I looked at it about 7 times after you said that, because I'm sitting here thinking, we ain't got nothing, and he's over here with a trophy looks like it ought to be on his mantle at the house.
That's the agent for the future.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes me
Had
feel
nothing to
better.
do with production. I promise.
That makes me feel better.
It had to do with how well an essay you could write about yourself.
Oh,
I have a follow-up question.
I wouldn't get one for that, I can assure
I
you
have a
that.
follow-up question. Yeah.
Right. Right. Hey Seth, I'm gonna ask the question that every agent in America listening to this is thinking about right now that has HawkSoft, okay? I spend a lot of time, a lot of money and time, with HawkSoft. What are we looking at, and you may not know the answer to this yet, but what are we gonna look at in my agency in terms of cost to bring in me on, with my current HawkSoft and all the seats I have and all the other things that we do with HawkSoft? What are we looking at in terms of cost to be able to do this? Or, that's my dog right there, folks. Man knows how to sell. Sure. Hope so. Right. Right. Absolutely.
Net.
Correct. Right. Right. Right, right. Right. Oh, 100%. Oh, we're doing that. You can get ready for that. Can we have secret time for just a second? Nobody will hear this but us, okay? Us and the
That's not true.
250,000 insurance agents listening to this. Bradley, you're probably going to disagree with me on this. I've never told you this. Secret time. Scott Howell, and we have a pretty good technology stack in our agency. I will spend more money and I will come closer to quickly pulling the trigger on a technology if it makes our agency more efficient, more efficient in terms of team members, people I work with every day that are doing the stuff Seth just talked about a little while ago. I will spend more money and do it faster and implement it faster than I will for technology for my customers. And I know there's some people out there that are like, what, you don't care about your No, I'm just saying for me, when I think about technology, the first thing I think about is this going to make us more profitable, which Seth just talked about, and is it going to make my team members' lives easier? And if that's the case, I'll spend some money. Thoughts? Right. Right. Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yep. Right. Right. I do.
Well, and here's the thing too. You said that you don't necessarily add customer-facing technology.
No, we do.
First, you would prefer to add technology that makes your team more efficient.
Correct.
But here's what I would argue, is that adding technology to make your employees more efficient, it benefits your customers.
I was just about to say that.
Because everybody's used to Amazon. You know, that camera right there that records in virtual reality takes 7 SD cards. Imagine that, Seth. Takes 7 SD cards, and that holds about 10 minutes worth of footage, right? I had to order some SD cards before we decided to live stream.
Right.
I ordered them on Amazon, not because Amazon was the cheapest, because Amazon was the easiest.
Right.
So by you making your team more efficient, you can make it easier for your customers to do business with you, which then in turn benefits your customers. So even though it's not customer facing, technology makes your team more efficient, benefits your customers.
You just stole my thunder. That's
Sorry.
No. I'm glad you did. That is exactly what he just said was exactly what I was about to say.
Hopefully Brandon clips that.
It's a hand in glove deal.
It is.
Right. Go ahead,
Sure.
Seth.
Like literally, I think I did it. So I did it in Vancouver because Uber is not in Canada. Our friend Jeff Roy just can't experience Uber.
Jeff, get your shit together, please.
Oh, the Prime Minister, anyway. And I think they're not in Vancouver. Anyway, and I actually rode, sorry, this is off subject. I rode in an Uber before I ever rode in a yellow cab. And when I rode in the yellow cab, we rode in 2 yellow cabs in Vancouver. And I told my wife, I said, now I know why Uber's so successful.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Well, it's like when you freaking log into like Chubb's portal, it takes you forever to figure out where to even start a quote.
Oh, guys, I got a hilarious story I got to tell y'all real quick that I completely forgot about till right now. And I know we got to get off the podcast here in a few minutes. So our friend Jeff Roy, that we're all friends with, okay? It's Jeff Roy's story. Now, what y'all don't know and what Jeff doesn't know is I sell for Excalibur Insurance.
Okay.
And here's how it happened. It was.
I wore my Excalibur socks to church yesterday.
He ain't never gave me no Excalibur socks, but
I ain't gotten there.
He ain't gotten there, but he didn't know I sold for him either. I'm on the beach with my beautiful wife in Jamaica 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
And I-
with some Canadians, huh?
Imagine that. We are laying out in this picturesque tiki hut, double layout thing on the beach, crystal blue water, and there's this couple laying next to me from Canada. Well, come to find out after we start talking, the husband is the director of insurance for a municipality, which they don't call, I don't think they call it a municipality, I don't know what they call it, province. And I'm like, well, you need to talk to Jeff Roy.
Yeah.
So Jeff, I just want you to know, as I travel the world, I sell Excalibur Insurance for
You
you.
need a t-shirt, man.
Need a damn t-shirt, Jeff, or at least a pair of damn socks. Hey, I want to ask you,
Or a Dr. Caesar.
I know we got to get off this. I had a question burning in my mind from way back when we started this podcast that I find wildly interesting. Your agency, Seth, you know, you've partnered with the group that you partnered with, but you got 3 kids that are getting up towards that age where, you know, they're going to start making some decisions about their future. And you kind of blew past this. I heard you mention it. Internal succession plan just wasn't really an option. I guess my question is, none of the 3, and I know the 15-year-old, if he's like mine, he doesn't even know what he's going to have for breakfast tomorrow, much less what he wants to do 10 years from now. But you just got this feeling, I guess, that none of those 3 were going to be interested in really being a part of that organization long term. Is that kind of where you were with that? Right. Right. Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly. Right. Sure. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Wow, wow. Hmm. That is the most perfect place I've ever stopped a podcast at right there. That is absolutely beautiful. Seth, I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so humbled and blessed to call you a friend. And I meant what I said. I want to get to know you better, talk more, break bread with each other. And we haven't done that yet. We need to do that together. Yep. Right. Right. Sure. Yeah. Wow. That, no.
We're not off here.
Yeah, we can talk when we get off here in just a second. Hey, thanks for coming on the show today. Guys, as I end every podcast, rewards come from action, not discussion. Get your ass out from behind that desk today. Stop doing PPS reports. Get out there and build relationships, meet people, build business relationships, referral partners, go sell insurance, make money for your family, for your wife, for your husband, for your kids' college fund. Go make money for your parents that are struggling out there. Go make money for them. Write good business for the agencies that you represent, and write good business for the companies that you represent. Bradley Flowers, I love you.
Thanks, brother. Thanks,
Oh,
Seth.
gosh. Thank you, Seth. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, you are listening to the Insurance Guys podcast, and we love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being a part of our family, and we'll see you back here real soon. Take care.
Brandon, stop live.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to shut her down before we talked about this.
What were you gonna say?